All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful psychological framework that explains pretty much everything about how we chase our goals, how we stay motivated, and crucially, how we deal with all the curveballs life throws our way.
So, let me start with a big question for you. Do you feel like you're in the driver's seat of your own life? Like you're the one holding the steering wheel? Because we're going to look at your entire life's journey today through the lens of one big road trip.
And you know what? For most of us, the answer is a big yes. We really do feel like we're actively shaping our own lives. We set goals, we pursue them, and we figure out how to navigate setbacks. It turns out psychology has a name for the two main tools we use to pull this all off. Okay, so think about it like this. For any successful road trip, you really need two essential things. You need an engine to actually move you forward, and you need a GPS to help you find a new route when you hit a dead end. In psychology, these are called primary and secondary control. So, what's the deal with these two? Well, primary control is your engine. It's all about changing the world around you to fit your vision. Secondary control, that's your GPS. It's about changing your internal world, your mindset, your expectations, to adapt to reality. You absolutely need both to get where you're going. Let's look a little closer at primary control. This is our fundamental, almost primal drive to just make things happen. It's you investing your time, your energy, your skills to achieve something out there in the real world. You know, getting that job, learning that new skill, building that relationship. It's our engine. But what about secondary control? Well, this is your secret weapon. It's what you pull out when your engine just isn't enough, or when the road you thought was open is suddenly blocked. It's that amazing ability to adjust your own expectations, to shift your perspective, or even tweak your goals so you can stay motivated and keep moving forward, even if it's on a totally different path. And here is the absolute key to understanding how these two work together. Secondary control is not about giving up. Not at all. Its entire purpose is to be a support system for primary control. It's there to protect your motivation when you run into a brick wall, so you can get back to using that engine on goals that are actually possible. So, you've got the engine, you've got the GPS, you're ready to go, right? Well, not so fast. Before you even turn the key, you have to pick a destination. And choosing that destination wisely, that might just be the most important part of the whole journey. This whole process of picking the right goals is called optimization. But don't let the fancy word fool you. You can just think of it as a few simple rules of thumb, a mental checklist that helps you pick destinations that are going to lead to the most success and, happiness over your lifetime. And it really boils down to three big rules. First, you match your goals to your opportunities. I mean, is this trip even possible for you right now? Be honest. Next, you have to manage the consequences. How is chasing this one goal going to affect the other important things in your life, like your career, your family, your health? And finally, you maintain diversity. Don't pour every last bit of fuel into one single destination. Having multiple goals is like having backup routes. Okay, so you've used your wisdom, you've chosen a great destination, now it's finally time to hit the road. This theory actually maps out the entire life of a goal, from the second you commit to the very end, whether you get there or decide to take a detour. There's this fantastic phrase for the exact moment you truly commit to a goal. It's called crossing the decisional Rubicon. It's that point of no return. See, before you cross it, you're open-minded. You're weighing the pros and cons. The second you cross it, your whole mindset flips. You stop asking, should I do this? And you start asking, okay, how am I going to get this done? And this journey typically unfolds in 4 phases. First, there's goal selection. That's you planning the route. Then comes goal engagement. You're on the road, you're driving, you're putting in the work. As a deadline gets closer, you hit urgent engagement. Now you're really putting the pedal to the metal. And finally, if it turns out the road is permanently closed, the smartest, most strategic move is goal disengagement. Now here's where it gets really, really interesting. Our ability to use these tools, it actually changes over our lifetime. As you can see here, our primary control, the raw power of our engine, it tends to peak when we're younger and in middle adulthood, and then it gradually declines. And that's not a bad thing. It's just a natural, normal part of the human journey. So what does that shift really mean for us? It means that as we get older, we naturally and wisely change our strategy. We start to rely a little less on the brute force of our engine, our primary control, and we rely a lot more on the wisdom of our GPS, our secondary control. We just get better at adjusting our mindset, managing our expectations, and finding real fulfillment in the paths that are actually open to us. And this brings us to the final and I think maybe the most profound part of this whole idea. what do you do when the road is truly permanently closed? This is all about the art of letting go.
Let me be absolutely crystal clear on this. In this way of thinking, letting go of a goal you can't reach is not failure, it is not weakness, it is an active, intelligent, and deeply adaptive strategy. It's a strategic exit from a road that's going nowhere.
And there's a reason we call it a skill, because it's an active process. When you let go strategically, you protect your most valuable resources, like your self-esteem and your motivation. You free up all that time and energy so you can reinvest it in new destinations, new goals that you actually can reach. It is the ultimate way to optimize your life's journey because you're refusing to waste your fuel driving straight into a wall. And so that really leaves us with one final question to think about, because this whole framework isn't just some abstract theory, it's a tool you can use. So looking at your own life right now, your own goals, your own journey, which road might it be time to reevaluate?